Plants vs. Zombies is a smash hit selling 300,000 copies in the first 9 days. It goes on to sell 30 million copies to date. Everyone is excited and waiting for the sequel. However, they will have to keep waiting because Plants vs. Zombies 2 will not be released until 2013. However, what many people forget is that the first Plants vs. Zombies spin-off game was released 2 years earlier, in 2011. Actually, is it a spin-off? I mean, it's a tower defense game, not a third-person shooter or a card game. Sure, it is different from Plants vs. Zombies 1. It ditches the main gameplay innovation in favor of a more traditional tower defense system. It removes lanes and instead works more like how Bloons tower defense works. But isn't it weird that this tower defense game is considered a spin-off in this tower defense franchise? I mean, imagine if the 3D Mario games weren't considered mainline and only the 2D ones were. Wait a minute, this game was only available on Facebook. Never mind, it's not mainline. That fact alone settles it. The game was called Plants vs. Zombies Adventures, and it was released May 20th, 2011. It got okay reviews and reception from what I can tell. However, it failed to meet expectations and was shut down on October 12th, 2014. It still got 3 years of support, so it must not have been a complete failure. But still, George Fan, the original creator of Plants vs. Zombies 1, was still with PopCap until 2012. So this is a Plants vs. Zombies tower defense game that was released while George Fan was still with the company. And nobody remembers it, and few have played it. This begs the question, was Plants vs. Zombies Adventures any good? Well, today I'm going to find out. Kinda. There is no way to play the original Plants vs. Zombies Adventures, but fans have put together a fan game, Plants vs. Zombies Road Trip. It is what Plants vs. Zombies Adventures was like when it was around. Disclaimer, I have no idea how faithful of a remake this game is, and I am just going to review it as a standalone product. That being said, let's see if this game is any good. When you first boot up the game, there isn't a play game button like I was expecting. Instead, you select the game mode you want to play. Wow. This game had more than just a campaign and maybe a few mini-games. The game modes are Road Trip, the main campaign, World Tour, Pixel World, and Brain Ball. To start out with, I selected Road Trip. This takes me to a screen of 10 levels. Unfortunately, this is not really much of a campaign. You can play them in any order, so there is no sense of progression. However, this is probably just because it is a beta. This game is still being worked on. I boot up the first level. Instead of having 5 lanes or defend from zombies, I just have one lane that bends and turns, starting at a gravestone and leading to a lawnmower at the end. If the zombies get through twice, you lose. The only game mechanic I knew about going in was that you can stun zombies by spending sun and boost plants by spending sun. The stunning zombies are much more impactful. The plant boosting costs little and does little. The plant does not do more damage. It just has a small range boost for a few seconds. Usually just one tile of extra range. Some plants have a more useful plant boost than that, but not much more. It's a really lame version of plant food. Instead of placing your plant directly in the zombie pathway, they go on the side like a normal tower defense game. I thought that unlike in every other Plants vs. Zombies tower defense game, the zombies wouldn't be able to attack the plants. Like how Bloons don't attack monkeys. The developers must have thought that would make too much of a drastic change, so instead the zombies do attack plants as they walk past them. You can just revive using the sun after a few seconds. It doesn't even really cost that much, and since you can only have 5 of each plant type per level, it will become necessary. Oh yeah, did I mention you can only have 5 of each plant? I kind of get why they did this. There are less places to plant in this game, and you have limited plants to use. It's more about resource management, plant placement, and micromanagement, with sun boosting and stunning. It works as a system, don't get me wrong, but I'll take Bloons tower defense or traditional Plants vs. Zombies over this any day of the week. There isn't really a good feeling of getting stronger and really ramping up your defense. You can only pick from a small selection of plants, and you can only plant up to 5 of each at a time. My main criticism is that you don't get enough to do with your sun. There are less options for players, and players will run out of things to do often. In Bloons, you don't run out of monkeys to upgrade. You can keep improving your defense in perpetuity with a rising difficulty. In Plants vs Zombies, you have the whole board to fill out. In the late game, you start digging up old plants to make room for others. In Plants vs Zombies Road Trip, you plant all of your plants and then you're done. I often finished levels with a couple hundred sun and nothing to spend it on. It still is engaging with managing your plants, stuns, boosts, and instant use plants. But honestly, it didn't really click with me. The problem isn't that this system is bad or unfun, just that it's less engaging than what came before. After playing only 10 levels, I didn't want more. I felt satisfied. This game needs more plants to choose from. Zombies that work in unique ways and something more to spend sun on. In my opinion, a no-brainer addition is to add a permanent plant upgrade system and to make boosting plants more impactful. You could call it super boosting and have it cost the same as planting the plant originally, while only providing a 50% attack boost. That way its use is purely late game, giving you something to do with your sun. Then, try making regular boosting cost more but do more than one tile range extensions. The other game modes aren't finished yet, but look pretty cool. I will have to make a part 2 video when the rest of the game releases. I think it is really cool that the fans are bringing back this game even if it isn't really clicking with me. It is an important title for introducing a lot of ideas that have been used in other fan works. Expanded and Enhanced is full of plants from Plants vs Zombies Road Trip. Plants from Project Visionary, a popular Garden Warfare 2 mod, are from Road Trip. Reflourished, a popular Plants vs Zombies 2 mod, is even pulled from Road Trip. Plants vs Zombies Road Trip is a solid game with a lot of upcoming content. I'm sure a lot of my problems will be ironed out with time. I just wish that there were more to do with sun and greater plant variety. Like and subscribe and stuff. More Plants vs Zombies content already up on the channel with new videos on the way.